There is a kind of pain that doesn't scream, doesn't break things, doesn't leave bruises, but quietly rewrites a child's entire sense of self. It's the pain of being ignored. A child who grows up in silence learns a dangerous lesson early in life. My presence doesn't change anything, so maybe I don't matter. They walk softly. They speak carefully. They shine dimly, hoping someone might finally notice the light they've been hiding. This isn't because they lack confidence or talent. It's because their first blueprint for love was built around absence. Psychologists call this internalized neglect, a deep belief that attention is something other people deserve, not them. Imagine a child tugging at a parent's sleeve, waiting for a glance, a nod, any sign that they exist. When that moment doesn't come, the child doesn't get angry, they shrink. Ignored children don't throw tantrums, they retreat, they adapt. They learn to become silent observers of their own lives. They stop sharing excitement because no one asks. They stop showing emotions because no one responds. They stop asking questions because answers never come. Little by little, they learn to disappear, not in body, but in spirit. And here's the painful truth most people miss. Neglect feels invisible from the outside, but on the inside, it feels like the world collapsing. Because to a child, attention isn't a luxury, it's identity. It's the mirror they use to understand themselves. When the mirror is missing, their sense of self stays blurry. So they grow up second-guessing everything. They apologize before speaking. They downplay their achievements. They assume rejection, even in safe relationships. And when someone finally gives them affection, they don't know what to do with it. It feels unfamiliar, suspicious, temporary. Neglect wires the nervous system to expect disappointment. Their body becomes a home for quiet anxiety, the kind that whispers, "Don't get too excited, no one will notice anyway." Some adults who were ignored as children become high achievers, trying to earn the acknowledgment they missed. Others become fiercely independent, avoiding closeness because it feels unsafe. Some become people pleasers, terrified that setting boundaries will make them invisible again. And some stop trying altogether, not out of laziness, but because hope itself feels pointless. But here's something most people don't know. Ignored children often grow into adults with extraordinary empathy, because when you spend your childhood unseen, you learn to see others deeply. You learn to notice small emotional shifts. You learn to listen between the lines. You learn to understand pain without needing words. This sensitivity is not weakness, it's a gift, but a gift born from loneliness. Healing begins when the ignored child, now grown, stops waiting for someone to notice them and starts noticing themselves. It starts with small acts of acknowledgement. I did well today. My feelings matter. What I want is important. It starts with daring to speak up, daring to set boundaries, daring to take up space. It starts with understanding that neglect wasn't proof of their worth. It was a reflection of someone else's limitations. And slowly, the nervous system learns a new truth. Attention is not dangerous. Love is not a trap. My needs are not a burden. I am not invisible. If you grew up ignored, you weren't hard to love. You were simply never mirrored properly. But your story doesn't end in silence. You can rewrite your reflection. You can learn to be seen. You can learn to see yourself. And the most beautiful part? Ignored children often become adults who make sure no one else feels invisible, because they know that pain too well. And in choosing to break the cycle, they discover something powerful. They were never insignificant. They were simply waiting for someone to finally look their way. Now, you get to look at yourself with the attention you always deserved.